going on, guys? This is Burrs. I want to talk to you today about the Valandre Swing 700 sleeping bag. I've been using this one for upwards of a year now, and I've been using this and the CR Design bag I recently reviewed, kind of back and forth. These are my two favorite bags, and I'll tell you the difference in the two, and we'll kind of get into the specifics next. Now, the high point with this Valandre is the construction. The construction of this is amazing. I mean, it's super comfortable. It's probably the most comfortable sleeping bag I have used. I also have the 900 and the 500, which are just going to give you either more or less as far as the warmth rating goes. But as far as the design, you know, it's a really great design. But it's really comfortable on the inside, and that's where this bag sets itself apart from other bags on the market, is the actual interior and the interior you know, fabrics and materials that are used. I mean, they're just so much more a step above pretty much every sleeping bag on the market as far as comfort goes. Now, with that comfort, it's going to come, you know, not as much durability, so you gotta kind of keep that in the back of your brain. But as far as getting a really good night's sleep and a really comfortable sleeping bag, these swing sleeping bags from Valandre are definitely the way to go for that. Now, being that I use this in hammock backpacking, all I do is I just open this up pretty much all the way down the side. I will go ahead and open it up, and I'll lay in it like this, kind of like a blanket. And you know, it's worked really great for that, and I haven't had any, you know, problems keeping warm or anything like that. And it coming around 2.4, 2.5 pounds, 2.5 pounds. You know, it's definitely a lightweight when you're packing stuff in. So that's the other part that's really great about this. Now, this does use a down. This is a duck down though. It is not goose down. And a lot of people, you know, if you know about down, goose down is a premium. Goose down is more expensive, but goose down's warmer. And what we have here is actually a Pyrenean duck down, which is actually the best quality duck down you can get, hence why the price is what it is. So what you're actually getting is, you know, you're still getting duck down, which is lightweight, super warm, but you're not paying the price of goose down, which is definitely going to be more expensive because it does have a greater, you know, warmth, you know, rating than what the duck down is. So what Valandre did was they came out with what I guess they would call it an economy line, or you know, a line that you can get into a sleeping bag that uses down, but it's going to be less expensive. So they went the duck down route. So as you can know, you definitely have full head coverage. The thing you can do is actually use these toggles right here. Let me use my hand outside. You can actually really pull that down if you want. And it has this great baffle right here, which goes against the body to keep the warmth in. And that also has a drawstring if you wanted to pull that in a little bit tighter. I'm going to go ahead and take this off here and show you that, you know, you have a lot of room. This is a regular size, so this definitely goes up to about 6 foot, 6'1". I'm 6 foot myself, so they have different sizes for that. But the drawstring and how that's put in place, you know, everything works very well as far as the functions go. So what you have here is you have a nice baffle here to keep the warmth in, as you can see right here. And that's gonna, you know, around the chest area, kind of go there and make sure you don't have any cold air going down through. What you also have on the side here are baffles, or a baffle right here, which makes sure that there's no cold air that's going to come in from the zipper. And what companies have been doing lately is maybe only using a half zipper, but they use a whole zipper on this one, you know, and it still comes in at 2.5 pounds, which is relatively lightweight. As far as the way the baffles go, these are the horizontal baffles, as you can see by where the stitching is, you know, and that definitely keeps the warmth in. And then as you go down the bottom here, you can see a really cool foot. Doesn't make any sense. You can see a really cool foot area, and what they do is they actually make it so that when you're sleeping, your feet tend to kind of tilt out a little bit, and they actually cut this so that that actually happens on their sleeping bag instead of your foot doesn't usually stay straight up. It kind of moves to the bottom part there, and they actually cut that so that that's in the bag, which is really cool and really thoughtful and innovative. And you know, as far as my feet being warm, I really haven't noticed anything as far as, you know, my feet being cold or anything like that. So that's definitely a cool design that I like a lot. As far as the zippers go, they are YKK zippers, so you're getting extreme quality, which is what I would expect for the price, and you're also getting excellent stitching. The stitching is definitely second to none. When you look at it across the whole sleeping bag, I mean, it's just expertly done, and that's what I would expect from Valandre. Now, if I was to pick one swing bag out of the swing line, it would definitely be this one right here. just due to the fact that it's in that middle range, and you can use this in extreme level down to 0 degrees Fahrenheit. And I've gotten this one down pretty far. And what I've noticed with this in my sleeping bag testing, which I have tons of videos on testing sleeping bags in the cold and getting scientific evidence of how they perform, what I've been noticed with this one and with the swing line and the down that Valandre is using is that it takes a little while to warm up, but it retains the heat very well. So what I mean is, you can get into a sleeping bag, and in my test, and what I did with it was I would stand outside for 5-10 minutes to kind of get used to the cold. Then I'd hop in the bag, put a thermometer in there with me, and measure how warm you would be after 10-15 minutes and 30 minutes. And what I noticed with this is, these bags took a little longer to heat up, but they did get warm. And I have noticed that also when using it on backpacking. If I jump into the Sierra Designs Mobile Mummy sleeping bag, I warm up a little bit quicker. But ultimately, you still get the same warmth level, and you still stay very warm in these bags. And you put a little bit of put a hat on or something like that, you can definitely extend what temperature the range of the sleeping bag is. So for me, this would definitely be the one that, if I was you looking into getting into one sleeping bag for the majority, 4 seasons or 3.5 seasons, I definitely look into getting the Swing 700. Now the only downside to this bag is it's not the water resistant down, it's regular down. So you start getting the moisture and stuff like that, you're gonna have, you're not really gonna retain the warmth. It's gonna take a little while to dry out. So that's one thing I'd like to see Valandre start doing, is using, other companies are doing the water resistant down. And it is duck down that they're doing the water resistance with, like Sierra Designs. So what I'd like to actually see them do is use a water resistant down in these sleeping bags, and I think that would keep them competitive, whereas around the same price range or a little bit cheaper as a Sierra Designs bag. And I know these are overseas, these are a European bag, so just getting them over here probably costs money, but a little bit of extra money which is tacked onto them. But I definitely like to see them do that, just to see them stay competitive in the marketplace as far as technology and different features that are available with down nowadays. So if you're looking for a sleeping bag that's going to keep you warm, it's going to be lightweight, it's going to be amazingly comfortable as you're sleeping, it really doesn't get any better than the Valandre in most of those departments. And the thing that I would say is, even minus the fact they don't use water resistant down, you can always make sure that you are mindful of where you're at and what your environment is to extend your down in wet environments. But as far as getting a bag that's going to last a really long time, just looking at this craftsmanship, I definitely can recommend, if you're looking in that $300 range for a sleeping bag, the Valandre is definitely going to be up there with the majority of the other sleeping bags on the market. The main question to ask yourself is, can you stay warmer for less? And the answer to that is yes. You can stay as warm as this bag is going to be for less money. Where you're getting into the money is in the quality of the way it's made, in the comfort, and the fact that they use the best quality duck down. So if those are things that are important to you, this is definitely a bag I think you should take into consideration. So if you guys have any questions or anything, let me know. If you guys have a Valandre bag, go ahead and put it in the comments down below, or better yet, make a video about it. And until next time, later. This one, I like to use this one in conjunction. No, in conjunction.